Can we agree that the FEMA administered National Flood Insurance Program risk rating 2.0 is woefully inadequate? Mr. Heller?
Yes.
Ms. Morris? Ma'am?
Yes.
Jerry, since I can't say your last name?
I would not say that it's woefully inadequate.
Okay. Imperfect as it is, does it make sense to you, Mr. Heller, to allow the National Flood Insurance Program to expire?
No, it doesn't. Short of getting a better solution in there, we need to have that backstop, and we absolutely should keep that around until we can.
We're not likely to get that better solution in a few weeks, are we?
No, we're not, but I'm glad that.
Do you think it makes sense, Ms. Norris, to allow it to expire?
I do not think it makes sense for it to expire. It needs to continue to be funded and reformed as needed.
All right. Mr. Jerry?
Thank you for the question. I think it should be allowed to continue and not with a short-term 1-2 month kicking the can down the road.
Right.
I think there needs to be some more certainty about the availability of insurance. So I think a long-term reauthorization, 5 years, maybe 10 years, is more in order.
Right.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Hot News. Today I'm diving into the Senate Banking Committee's most intense showdown. Senator Kennedy grilling Heller, Norris, and Theodorou about flood and property insurance. Trust me, you're going to want to hear this. First up, flood insurance. Kennedy asks point blank, does anyone here think FEMA's risk rating 2.0 is actually working? Heller says it's not woefully inadequate, just a little rough around the edges. But would he let the program expire? No way. He says we need a backstop, even if it's flawed. Norris nods, adding reform is the way, not tossing the whole thing out. And Jerry, he's tired of short-term fixes. He wants real long-term certainty, like 5 or even 10 years. So if you think flood insurance is just red tape, think again. Letting it lapse would be chaos. Then Kennedy throws a curveball. If the world goes carbon neutral by 2050, will flood and property insurance get cheaper?
Ms. Norris, if the world became carbon neutral by 2050, do you believe that would solve a lot of the problems of the costs of flood insurance and property casualty insurance?
Well, Senator, that's a pretty loaded question, and I'm not a scientist, but I do think, number one, that that's a wonderful thing to think about. I would love to know that we could get there.
Well, I've thought about it. And I'm hopefully you have too, but
I have thought
you
about
don't
it.
want to answer my question. Mr. Heller, what do you think?
It's not going to solve the property insurance crisis that we have now. It is part of the risk projection, as was discussed earlier. We're trying to make risk plans for years going into the future. So we have to begin to solve that problem.
All right.
In the meantime, but
you don't think it will solve the problem?
It's not going to solve today's problem. No, we need to take more.
All right, how about you, Mr. Jerry?
I think it's a solution to a different issue, to one of pollution and to emissions, and what are we going to do during the transition going from fossil fuels to renewables.
Okay.
Now the million-dollar question, if you were king for a day, how would you fix insurance costs?
If you were king for a day, Mr. Jerry, tell me what you would do to fix the problem of the cost of property and casualty insurance today.
I would shine a spotlight on the areas where there's disruption and dislocation and
What does that
equilibrium.
mean?
It means to...
Give me 3 specific things you would do, just top line, to fix the cost problem today, in English.
Have the California legislature to repeal Proposition 103, to have Florida continue its tort reforms where it has eliminated the abuses from...
All right, that's 2.
And the third one is to educate the public about how insurance works. I think that...
Yeah, they know how it works. Give me 3 things you would do, Mr. Heller.
Heller's plan?
One, we need to be putting money into protecting homes, making sure the levees are strong, making sure the communities...
Okay, government subsidies, that's number 1.
I would call it government alternative
Call
to
it
spending...
anything you want. It's
Alternative
taxpayer
to spending
money. What's
emergency
number 2?
disaster. Number 2 is build a federal reinsurance program like TRIA. When businesses in America, when commercial sector was afraid they weren't going to be able to get terrorism insurance anymore because of 9/11, we came in and we've created a solution.
So the government gets into the reinsurance business. What's number 3?
Let's get all of the let's get the regulators on the ball in the states. Move it down to the states. Get them on the ball to actually go through some of the data, because when we look at the data coming in from these insurance
that's
companies,
number 3. Get the regulators on the ball. What's number 4?
Oh, wow, I get 4. Thank you, Senator. Well, I think number 4 is to address the needs of lower and moderate income people.
Especially for low-income families? This isn't just talk, these are real fixes, not slogans.
And then your time
Thank you.
expires when she answers.
I'm sorry, Mr. Sherrod.
Without comments.
Mr. Sherrod, can I give, Mr. Sherrod said I can give you a chance to answer, Ms.
If I
Norris.
give you just two, first of all, I'm going to affirm everything that was just mentioned. Number one is we need to invest in ways of being able to get our communities and our buildings resilient.
Okay, government subsidies, that's number one.
And number two is to create this reinsurance program. We've got to stabilize the markets.
Get the government in the reinsurance
Yes.
business.
Yes, and then I
Okay,
would say.
thank you.